Hello, hello, hello. Whoa, it's been a while. Turn this down. Every time I stream, I forget how to stream. I don't know. I gotta go through my notes and dust them off and try to figure out how to do this thing again. Precious toe beans. Hey, Jeremy, still creeping. Creeping on me for 10 years post grad from Micah. Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome. Micah, that's a callback. That's great. Well, thanks for being here. Uh, I'm still like trying to figure out how to set things up. I swear, every time I stream, because I don't stream that often anymore. It's just here and there. I'm an old man now. I don't do it nearly as much. Got a family and kids and work. So bear with me as I get things set up here. Matt Bean, hey Zeus Mesa. Thank you guys for coming in. Super happy to have you guys here. Let me just double check the stream health, make sure we're okay. Sweet. I think we're doing okay. You guys let me know. Yes, Lynn and I, we have two kids. One is 4.5, one is 2 years old. So yeah, very happy. I remember when you started dating wifey. I know. Look at us now. Can't believe it. Been years. Been years. So good to see you. So good to have you here. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a plan. I just decided like earlier today. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling okay. I think I could stream today. I think I could make it happen. And then I went from there. I didn't even I didn't think about what I want to paint or anything. So I got a nice blank canvas today. All right. Sometimes I just like start scribbling shapes and then, you know, I'm thinking about like large, medium, small. I don't know. Maybe past Micah students would know what I'm talking about there. I'm glad you did. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Scary blank canvas. I know. I excited to finally catch your stream, Brett. JIH. Brett. I love the Gallery Roja workshop. Oh, fantastic. I'm doing another Gallery Roja workshop in what am I doing that? June? June something? I don't know. I'll post it on Instagram. I think my voice is a little hot, so I'm turning the mic down a little bit. Getting a little too excited. Maxing things out here. I know people are still coming in, so thank you guys so much. And Micah, wow. That was a time, wasn't it? Time. Living in Baltimore. I still remember how you told me I don't like to draw and gave me a C for my midterm. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Maybe you should draw more. I don't know. I also consistently hear when I get too deep into the weeds with detail before the big shapes. Yeah. Yeah, I know that I know how that works. Totally. All right. Let me just make sure I'm good here. There's a little bit of stream lag, so if I'm not answering your questions or responding to you in the chat, just keep spamming it. But I think at some point I'll just be focusing on whatever the hell I'm gonna paint right now. I don't know. Hopefully some folks from the Discord are gonna pop in here. Waiting for those folks to come in, maybe a couple mods. Keep this large crowd under control. Ah, Just let me know, guys, how the volume is, music, the talking. If you're hearing too many clickety clacks, I can't really, I can't tell from my end, to be honest. So I'm gonna need a little help. Don't focus on me, draw for me. Okay, shut up and paint. That's what everyone says. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear you talk. No, I'm just kidding. You're not saying that. This is it, guys. This is my drawing for today. This is my live stream. Oh, there you go. Thanks for joining in. We'll catch you next time, okay? Just gonna paint some spheres, some rendered spheres. Looks like I can handle a lot of my stuff here from Streamlabs, so maybe I'll just do that. I'll close all this out. Shush. All right. Seriously. All right, I'm gonna get started. I've been painting. Here, I'll show you guys. If you're watching on my Instagram, I have been doing some. I've been stuck on this thing that's been driving me crazy. Not driving me crazy, but just like something I'm obsessed with. Sometimes I get obsessed with like themes, like materials and shapes and whatever else. Let me pull those up. My references. I've always been a really big fan of called Maschinenkrieger. Maschinenkrieger. I don't really know where that comes from, but it's basically like a style of industrial. It's like I think it was like Soviet tanks, like kit bashing Soviet tanks. Like you get like those models of like military vehicles and things, and you kit bash it to make like mechs and like really cool looking stuff. I don't know. I've been into it for a long time. Back when I worked on Destiny, we referenced this for the Fallen. This is Maschinenkrieger, just so you guys can see my references here. It's like a lot of rusty, junky bits, and I love deserts. I love painting deserts, so rusty, junky bits and deserts is kind of like the thing I'm stuck on right now. So I'm just pulling from. These are my shapes I'm pulling from mostly, and then I got some reference in lighting and stuff like that. But anyways, I've been doing these like sketches every day. Some spend a little more time on them than others. Anywhere from like an hour to 2 or maybe 3 if I just want to spend a little more time. This one I did yesterday. I just posted it. I don't know, and I've been really in like okay, so back up. I'm a big fan of Bloodborne. Those who know me know I love Souls games and stuff like that. So I love the in Bloodborne in the lore, it's about like many eyes. Like having insight is having eyes fused into your head. So I like this sort of machine version of that, where it's like this bug eyes. And if people have a fear of holes, it might freak them out. It is a little creepy, but I'm kind of into it right now. I don't know why. I want to do like these Maschinenkrieger bits and pieces and shapes, but like give it this like organic, fleshy feel. This one was just like literally like a brain. It's like a head, and the mouth opens up. There's someone in there living, but it's like Earth, post-apocalyptic kind of setting. This one I thought it'd be cool. There's like they're tearing the guts out and they're just spewing out the bottom, and it's in this kind of fort stance. I don't know. Ellipses are like annoying to draw, so I keep drawing them. And this one was just like, I don't know, it's kind of Star Warsy. Destroyer or something that crashed. But I'm gonna keep with this theme here. I think it's evolving into something. But anyways, yeah, I have some loose ideas, and I have some shapes, and that's it. We'll see what comes up. Could be a disaster. All right, guys, let's do it. Oh man, love this stuff. Thank you, Brett. Has Studio Ghibli vibes with the bug eyes from Nausicaa. Yeah, somebody on somebody, oh, Colin, mentioned that on Instagram. It was cool. I was like, yeah, yeah, I love that. I should also pull some Nausicaa reference up. Maybe there's something, and you know what? It kind of fits with what's in my head, but I don't know. Let's see if I can get it on a paper. Uh, the Valley of the Wind. What was that? It was like I don't know. I'll just type in bug. Oh yeah, the bug. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I got it now. I remember this. This buddy here. Let me pull some of that ref in here. I think I have a whole reference folder on it. Let's go. Nothing more entertaining than listening to me. Okay. Whatever. I have the Nausicaa art book. I guess I could grab that. Anyways, this guy, right? Yeah, this bugger. There's some cool, like, textural qualities I remember from the movie. Let me grab a few Nausicaa images and then we'll get rolling, alright, guys? I do this all the time. Like, sometimes I sit down to, like, paint something, but I'm like overthinking it sometimes. And then I, like, gotta just get started at some point. Oh, I love this stuff. Okay, I love this. Yeah. You know what? I want to do this whole world of, like, alien forests. I know you're not seeing my other screen, but I'll pull it over. It's kind of like alien fungal growth, kind of foresty vibes. Needs to fit with my story, though. Okay, these images are terrible in low res. You know what? I'll just keep it over here. I'll keep it over here. Sorry, guys. Let's get going. Lucas. Sometimes I sit down to paint and just browse ArtStation instead the entire time. It's a problem. You know what? I'll tell you guys, I don't look at ArtStation at all. Not like against ArtStation or anything. I guess I look at art mostly on Instagram, which is like sounds kind of pathetic. But yeah, I don't go on ArtStation much. A lot of good art there, you know, definitely. But I find myself like getting too inspired by people if I look at them. Not like in a bad way, but I just want to do what everyone else does. And I try to work with like, what do I really want to do, you know? Let's get this. I don't know. I try to just focus on the stories I want to tell, and then things that complement that as much as possible. Maybe it's a Gen Z thing. Insta has a little bit more variety. Maybe, yeah. I mean that's true. You get a lot more. I don't know how to say it. Like art that my parents send to me when they see stuff on there, of like someone doing like a craft, something a little bit more crafty, I guess. And that stuff's cool too. You know, I want to catch that. That's the stuff that gets all the likes and follows and all the shares. Concept art and the stuff that we spend like, I don't know, man. We spend like how many hours working on our stuff? Like that for some reason, it's hard to break through. But like when somebody does a simple acrylic painting and it just looks very satisfying the way they paint it out, that's what really gets people excited. It's kind of funny how that works out. But all right, I just need to think for a second. Oh, mass exodus from ArtStation because their stance on AI. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I don't really pay much attention. I mean, like Instagram is any better. I mean, they're just like taking everyone's work for training models, their own, doing their own training models. Everyone was up in arms about that, and then suddenly nobody cared anymore and just still post on Instagram. So, that's whatever. You know. That's why I was posting reels because I thought like maybe reels are, I don't know, maybe if it's like a video, it's not being used to train, but it probably is. Interesting. Okay. Maybe we could do like this.
Good evening, everyone. The highlights of the news this Thursday. Traffic accident. A Beaver County man is being
One is like buried in the ground.
more labor.
I spend a lot of time thinking about just the basic placement of things before I even get started.
A rash of traffic accidents here in the district today. One of them near Pennsylvania. In that crash, 20-year-old Michael Butler driving home from work.
separate these. Yep, just pushing stuff around until something feels kind of right, and then I go.
Yeah. Falling into love hurts just as much as falling out of it. But I'll scrape my knees and scar my shins. I hope you never doubted that I'm down for you. Wanna hit the town, make it loud, be a clown for you. Or maybe we could be a Romeo and Juliet, except without the age difference, and we can forget the death. Cause this is love at first sight. There's no doubt in my mind. And darling, forget about the time, cause you're mine. And I'll spend
Maybe it's like
every
an
second
egg.
chilling with you. Like this, that vintage Nickelodeon innocence love. Innocence the type of if we fight, let's chill and make up. You're one in a million pay stubs, but to me you're like a lottery. There's a lot of fish in the sea, but you're a catch that's so startling, baby. I know that there's a lot to do, it's awful too. And in your past there's a lot to chew. I'll buckle up, like your burden's a weight to carry, but it lessens at a steady rate. And I'll be by your side like your phone pocketed on second dates. Honestly, I just want some acknowledgement for confidence and compliments, but maybe I'm not hitting the dot. But I'm still taking my shot. I'ma practice and go again, and you can show me around, and you can even will your friends. Like I know that they'll be talking with their dissonant whispers, but shiver me timbers if they can rock the relationship. Do you know who you playing with? I'm feeling like Midas, but you was gold to begin with. I didn't help in the slightest day.
Lady,
My day needed. Of course, he's gonna hang around for more. It's sort of like a
Okay,
drug.
I'm gonna focus on this guy first. I
And
was getting too
ooh,
distracted.
girl, I'm addicted to you. You're my dopamine and joy. Make me forget and then act coy. Oh, ooh, girl, let me know what to do when I'm just thinking of you. You're the one I'm addicted to. Yeah. Hey, yo,
Okay. All right. I think I'm narrowing on something here. All right. I got some blobs in here, guys. Black and white blobs. It's a good start. You guys ever have this thing where the pen tilt just breaks? There we go. Pen tilt function on Wacom. It just it just stops working for no reason because it hates you. And then you can't the only way I could do actually fix it is if I click off Photoshop and then click back in. Otherwise it just doesn't work. Kind of annoying. Anyone from Wacom here? All right. Riveting. We got some blobs. We got some blobs. Maybe I'll break the frame here a little bit. This foreground one. All right. Look at some shapes. Man with no screen name. How's it going? Well, if you work with the mouse and keyboard, you're probably not going to have pen tilt issues. I don't think there's a mouse tilt. All right, we got our little man here. I just love putting a little man shape down, man or lady shape, just a little person shape. I think it just starts to ground it, and I start to feel the scale a little bit more, even though I'm just still poking around at it, not really committing quite yet to the image. It's important for me to feel really good about what I'm doing. Otherwise, I stop doing it. I gotta feel like I believe it, even at this real simple stage. Always important to take a minute, drink a little water. All right. Until it just broke again. Hola, buenos dias. Buenos dias to you as well. Thinking about doing like something a little bit different, actually. Because I have this idea of like having the structures bleed. If that makes sense. That's not grotesque. So I kind of want to try that. And if I do that, I want the ground to be a little bit lighter. And I just wasn't feeling those shapes too. They were just kind of feeling a little too basic. So I'm gonna try a different shape. This one might spark some joy in me. Because it's important to like, it's really important to just feel good about what you're doing. And sometimes there's like a middle stage where it's the ugly stage, I like to call it, where things just don't feel right. And then those situations, you just got to power through it. But at this early stage, I'm not committed yet. I'm not in that middle stage yet. I'm just at the beginning, so I'm kind of like, you know what? I could just take another stab, try another idea, see what comes up. Keep it simpler to start. I sometimes do this thing where I make it like a little too complex early. I really like working simple and then adding complexity over time. Sometimes you ever work on something and you just kind of feel tense as you're working on it. But then there's just sometimes you work on something and you're like so relaxed. I want that relaxed feeling. If I'm doing stuff for client work or for my job, a little tension is fine here and there, but you know, that's a job. But if I'm painting for fun, I definitely want to feel good about it. Because it's like, this is my leisure time. This is my therapy. This is the thing I like to do. So I want to feel really good about it. You know? And maybe it's not the most exciting thing to watch as I work through this, but hopefully I'm giving you guys some insight as to my thought process as I'm throwing a shape down, removing it, shifting it, throwing another shape down. Yeah, there's this kind of main shape that I want to repeat. It's a little bit more than an egg. Kind of like thus. But I want to keep like a similar composition that I had before. You know? Because I kind of like the arrangement, the large, medium, small. I wanted to lose stale egg. I wanted to make them look like structures that people could live in. That's the other important part. Nah, these are the bits that you don't see on Instagram. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I could go on and on and on about the kind of psychology around looking at ArtStation and looking at Instagram and looking at other artists' work, and you could easily come away like feeling pretty hopeless or not very good about yourself, where you're at. But you got to understand that those folks are going through it too. They're just not showing it. And I've never been shy to show, let's say, less than good work. I'm okay with showing some slop here and there, especially on stream because it's live, and I don't paint as well as I do when I'm just alone, chilling out, vibing to music that is copywritten. you know. Can't do the copywritten music here. Thank you guys so much for dropping in, by the way. I'll probably say that a couple times just because it's so last minute. I just sort of dropped in here with very little warning, and I was kind of expecting nobody to show up, so I'm very glad that y'all joined in and are with me here. Hopefully you guys are also working on something too. You guys have my attention, so if you have any questions, because if it's really just for the sake of painting, I mean, I guess I just don't need to stream, But I'm here like to share some ideas and stuff. So if you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. Very excited to jump in again. It's been a while since I've streamed, so there's a little bit of stream rust, that I'm trying to work through as well. Hope you guys are cool with that. Yeah. I'm already like messing up with my layers. I want to do a white sand, like a really light sand. Maybe so light that it's lighter than the sky. I think that could be really weird. Something I haven't done before. Yeah, this could be something. I do need a foreground though, a foreground. We could just do like, maybe there's a massive structure off to the side. Casting. Like that. I kind of feel like I need to refine the shape a bit. But I'm also going to keep it loose because I don't want to like, I don't have time to like polish anything. Flip. You guys ever been in the desert? One thing I love about the desert is when you look straight up, straight above your head, it's like the darkest, deepest blue. The air is so thin. The atmosphere and the air is so thin that you're almost seeing like the blackness of space, directly above your head. So I want to try to get that with this one. No, I did call this stream, what did I call it? Like paint, learn, fail or something like that. With a big underline under fail, because I think failure is always an option. I don't love failing, but I love when I learn from my mistake directly and I could see how I learned from my own mistake and I improve on it the next time. I really like going through that process of like, it's not working, I'm struggling, I'm messing up. And then I just changed something about my process. I learned a core lesson. I came away like, oh, right, don't do that again. And then the next time I go at it, it's 10 times better. That feels so good. You guys ever have that? Like you've been struggling on something, finally like overcame it. Good feeling, right? I like learning new skills specifically for that, because when you're learning something new for the first time, I was trying to teach myself how to play guitar. And when you first start, like, you suck. I mean, I still suck. When you're really starting something for the very first time. But you get these little victories, even as a beginner, you get these little victories that feel really good. And then there's something about, like, if you've been at this art thing for a long time, and you've had like several years of all these moments, they just you don't get them as often, or maybe you stay too closely to your comfort zone, and you don't go out of your comfort zone enough, and you feel like, oh, I've been doing this for so long, I shouldn't have these failures. Like, I feel like I should just be succeeding at everything I do. You're kind of, in a way, you're robbing yourself of something new, potentially, when you do that, right? So failure is such an essential part of growth, even if you're a professional and you've been doing it a long time. Failure's not sexy. It's not going to get you likes. Everything anymore is about likes, follows, and for a good reason. I mean, obviously there's some positives to it, but you get this sort of, like, some people call it toxic positivity. You just get this, like, positive reinforcement even if you're failing at something. um, and that doesn't really help your overall growth. I mean, we just want to be validated, for the most part. I think sometimes it's good to, like, fall on your face. That's why I started streaming years ago. Well, to get over my anxiety, which I still have. I still have crippling anxiety. Like, doing this is, like, insane for me. It goes against everything that is natural to me. But it's failure, right? And I hope at the end of it, I come out of it better in some way, edified in some way. We don't learn from success. Exactly, right? Matt Bean is right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could. I don't know. But that's broadly true. I mean, like, when you fail, you can fail. You could also fail and not learn anything. There's a lot of that going around too. Totally. And, like, I see that sometimes in students' work. They're not recognizing when something isn't working, because maybe they posted and it's like everyone of all their friends or people that follow them just say it's great. They're like, wow, it must be great. I must be great. Wait a second, why am I not getting a job? Why am I not succeeding? Everyone says I'm good. What's going on? And I think that's that vicious cycle that people find themselves in. And I do too, I need to humble myself every once in a while. Let's see. And streaming is a great way to humble yourself. Maybe to an outsider's perspective, they might see it as more vanity, right, to stream. But for me, like somebody with crippling anxiety, it's I would say I have crippling anxiety. But it's not good. I would say that it's quite the opposite. It's a very sink or swim kind of thing for me to deal with. What about a river of blood? What do you guys think about that? You guys down for a river of blood? That's what I'm thinking that might be. Is that too much for this stream? Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. I'm in this foreground. I'm not really sure what I want to do here. I just need a dark thing. And then let me throw a guy. Dude, guy, man. Stick man, right? Isn't that what they call it? Could be raspberry juice. It also, you know what it also could be? I've been thinking of like these are like these rusty hulks. Maybe it's just like oxidized metal that's rusted and red. And they just had some nice rain recently, so it got soaked into the clay, or like looks like a clay dirt. Maybe it could be like that. I'll try. I don't know. This is so cheesy. I always roll my eyes when I see paintings that are supposed to be in like another planet. So they show like a planet off in the distance. I think it's corny, but I might do it. Just might do it. That's a threat. I did it a lot, you know, on Destiny. It was always like there's always some planet or something up in the sky. I think it's so cheesy. Here I am doing it. I don't know, maybe there's another structure right here in the foreground. Oil juice? Maybe? Raspberry juice? Alright. I'm not even getting to color. I know you guys are not seeing any color here, but I am thinking about color right now, actually, as I'm doing that. Even though I'm doing grayscale, and I get a lot of questions about, do you always start grayscale? And no, sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do. When I'm streaming, it's a lot to think about all at once, color and design and all that. So I'm literally just taking it one step at a time, right? You know, think just about the broad composition, then think about shape language. And once I feel good about that, then maybe I'll think about color. I also want to put another one somewhere like half buried. Maybe it could be like a accent detail. I think here. Let's do that. Is that the Traveler in the sky? Oh my gosh, yeah, from Destiny. Yeah, you always gotta put the Traveler in the sky. That's always like the thing you gotta do in every concept. That's fine. I haven't thought about the Traveler in so many years. All right, guys. I think I'm more into this than the previous one. Here we go. I'm not even gonna vote. I think I need to keep playing with this, and I'll get it somewhere. But I need to sit with it a bit more. I think this one is where it's at right now. Hopefully you guys agree. I didn't really spend that much effort on it. As you can see, the way that I work in black and white is I keep every layer. It's just one value. You know, I even have it like feathered here a bit. Um, Everything is just on its own layer. That my blood, my cloud, the stupid traveler, sky. See that? And then I just lock everything. Pretty much just lock all these layers, lock the transparency, and then I just go in with color. Um, I don't know why I do this, but every time I start with hot pink, I love getting that heat. I don't know, like maybe bright pink or something. You get a little bit of that feeling of color in there. Cosmodrome? Oh no! Cosmodrome. Oh brother. All right. Oh, I got a question for folks who are here. You know, when I was starting out as a student, big thing at the time, and this is like early 2000s, roughly. The big thing at the time were forums. You know, there was concept.net forums, there was all kinds of other art forums, and that was like the only place you could like communicate with other people who are learning this craft, like digital art, and sometimes could be a very ruthless place, but for good reason. Like it was like you know, people would give some pretty harsh feedback sometimes, and harsh feedback was like you're doing somebody a service by giving them harsh feedback. Like you go there looking for it. You know what I mean? Like it's it's only proper to give harsh feedback. And we would and people would get scolded if you only gave positive feedback. Not scolded, but just like, oh, you're just, you know, you're just giving them pats, you know, like a pat on the back. I'm wondering if like, you know, obviously forums aren't really a thing anymore. It's like that's been moved to social media. Is there any place where, you know, if you're a student right now, or if, you know, you're whatever, I guess we're all students. I don't mean it that way, but like, I guess if you're not working in the industry, you're non-professional, is there a place that you can go to get like proper good feedback where people aren't just like constantly saying how good you are? I wonder, does that exist? Hmm. Yeah, let me know. Discord servers come to mind, but they'd have to have a feedback channel for that, and not all do, from my experience. Okay. Yeah, I figured like Discord would probably be your best bet. Makes sense. Yeah, my Discord channel, back when it was active at all, I know there was some feedback going on there, which was nice to see. Which is why I started it actually, to offer a place for people to get feedback. And, I would do feedback streams and stuff. That was cool. Maybe someday we'll start that up again. Not a student, but would definitely say to seek out artists like you and see if they offer private mentorships. All the platforms became about showing flashy art. Totally. Some Discord servers, some of the time, then the advice can be pretty spotty though. I had good feedback from Brainstorm, Lightbox, and J Tough Designs. Yeah, I have given some feedback to folks who are at Lightbox, but they gotta like come up to me and find me. It's not like I'm not gonna be doing any feedback sessions there. You belong to a lot of Discord channels where professionals are giving feedback. Twitch is also actually good. Lots of artists will do live critiques. All right, cool. That sounds cool. Yeah, that's good to hear that there's opportunities to do that. Get some like good feedback. I know I did a lot of feedback live streams. We used to do like challenges, and then I would just run through and do feedback on a lot of the submissions. That was pretty cool opportunity for people to get some feedback on their work, and everyone's kind of working on the same uh, like theme, so everyone benefits. I've actually gotten a lot from just hearing feedback on other people's work too, because I'm able to sort of like think about how, you know, any mistakes that they're making, if those are mistakes that I make, you know, too, and there's something that I can learn from that vicariously through other people. I think I did that with I had a Schoolism subscription for a while, and I would just like watch a lot of the courses on there and then watch the feedback sessions, because those would be part of it, and I thought it was pretty helpful actually, just even for me, just to watch the feedback sessions. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that comes up in those sessions that might be useful for me. Oh, here comes the ellipses. Oh. If you're ever like making something look three-dimensional or mechanical, you gotta get the drawing right. I mean, if it's off even just a little bit, it's quickly look off. And I don't really know what shape I'm doing here. I'm sort of figuring it out as I go. I recall you used to do paint overs back then. Yeah. Yeah, I sure did. This is looking like a mouth. I wonder if I can try to create some hanging objects here that are going to look like teeth. Subtly. I don't want it to be too on the nose. It's like kind of, sort of. If you see it, you see it. Alright, let's do it. Alright. I'm gonna let that sit, because, man, I don't know what I'm doing here. I got my bug eyes. Hey Jeremy, I'm a random guy from Poland that uses your brushes to this day. Oh man. Those old things. Oh, thank you so much for using those brushes. Thanks for jumping in from Poland. Wow. Pretty awesome. right. Let's try this guy. Middle ground guy. Yeah, you were an inspiration. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Glad to hear that. Here he goes. Pen tilt's broken again. There you go. Actually, this planet is messed up. If the light's coming from that direction, it should be lit from here. Someone should have called me out on that. Hey, your lighting's inconsistent. See, we could start the feedback right now. That's probably the most annoying thing. Imagine if while you're painting, someone's over your shoulder, just telling you everything that's wrong with it. That would be so annoying. Kind of awesome too. Alright, let's get to... We'll get to color very soon. I feel like I want to get to that next step. Maybe this is the thing that's bleeding. This is like a little sprout. The traveler lights their own path. That's right. Should have done something simpler for this stream. Why do I always do something more complicated every time? This increases the likelihood of failure. I should do a nice forest or a castle. There we go, or something from reference. But I always do this. I sit down. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stream. Oh, I had this weird idea. Maybe I'll do this weird idea I had. And that's the time I decide to do it. I'm having to design and paint at the same time. It's the way I like to work. I just like to design with shadow, light and shadow. If you've heard of like the Noton method, where it's just like painting between light and shadow, I like to sketch this way. It's a way to work pretty efficient. You know, once I consider this my drawing, this kind of painting in the shadows part. Things tend to fall into place pretty quickly as soon as I have that done. I just wanted to say thank you. I remember discovering your art and it somehow pushed me to keep drawing. Because of that, I now work in a game studio. Oh, awesome. Congratulations. I still use your brushes. I remember I keep saying that. I use my brushes. Oh man, I need to make another like brushes update video. But Christian Rojas Canejo, congratulations. I probably said your name terribly, but please forgive me. That's really great to hear. Thanks for stopping by. Always happy to hear success stories. It's a rough time to get in the industry. I mean, it always has been, but it's especially rough now, you know? So I always love to hear stories like that. I think you know what got me into doing these shapes, I think was I used to teach at CGMA. They're like an online art school kind of thing. And I taught a digital painting class, and one of the assignments was to do the material study where you make a cube, one of wood, one of water, one of metal, right, to kind of practice material rendering. I always love doing those. I could sit down and do those all day. They're fun. But anyways, I think that's why I like doing these spheres, because it just feels like I'm rendering a ball or doing a material render study. It's incredibly fun. The brush you've used the most on this stream, I use often too, and have it named JF, the one, because I remember seeing you use it back in the day. Yeah, I do use this brush quite a bit. I don't know why. I've kind of modified it a little bit over the time. It's my workhorse brush. It's the brush that I just love to like start paintings with, like this. Um, yeah, I love it. Basically, well, whenever I make that video, I'll go over. These are my. That's right. Nine. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, these are the brushes that I use now, and there's a lot of similar ones here, but there's probably a lot of new ones as well, that are not in that old cum road I made forever ago. So probably update it, make a new video. I don't want to get too deep into the mechanisms that are happening under here until I get some color down and have a little bit more. I want to bring everything up together at the same time. It's going to help me balance everything out. F's the one. That's funny. That's great. These paintings are the thing that are going to get me over my fear of ellipses. Tech Sherpa. Wow, long time no see. Glad to see you back making some content. Oh, is that what I'm doing? Shit. Good to see you here. Tech. I thought I was just painting, like I just clicked a button and suddenly I was streaming. It was weird. I don't know how that happened. They suck. Oh, ooh, you know what? I'll make this like a weird alien plant looking thing. I don't know what this is, but it's going to be bleeding. I don't know, maybe they use it for energy or something. Is a brush that's just the shape of the Grim Reaper a brush with death? I was like, where are you going with this? Oh, okay, I get it. That's great. Brush with death. Sounds pretty metal. I could totally make that. And I gotta paint something really metal. Oh my god, somebody with what's it called? Trypophobia? Trypophobia? Like the fear of holes? They're gonna throw up if they see this. Anyone with that. It's probably putting some people off from even watching the stream. They probably like opened up my stream on YouTube and were like, nope! Too many holes. Alien ice cream cone. Yeah, totally. Another destiny sign. Is that a destiny sign? Tripo Trypophobia. There we go. Thank you. Trypophobia. They're like, hell no. Okay, moving on. I thought he was gonna paint some trees or something. Here he is making bloody thing with too many holes. Sound awful. Trypophobia. I usually don't really like this royalty-free stuff. Sometimes it hits right now. I think I'm just trying to make art that's going to give me negative likes. It's the most off-putting thing I can do. Ah, trypophobia. It's a whole thing. You catch my drift. Nice. All right. Am I ready for color? Am I ready for color? Hmm. Yeah, let's do a color pass and then I'll take a mini break. Been a while. Was here on 2018. Glad you do this again. Oh man. Anga Dwapayana. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Anga, I'm gonna say. Uh, thank you so much. Back in 2018. Oh my gosh. You know how many years ago that was? So long ago. Well, I'm glad you're back. Glad you remember those times. Mentally still stuck around 2016, 2018. You introduced brush economy to me. Can't forget that. Awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah, you know what? I think in some ways I'm with you. I'm a little stuck in 2016 to 2018. I've definitely found myself being more nostalgic about other times. Maybe that just comes with age. Maybe just because it seems like the world is falling apart. I don't know. One of those two things. That's why I say painting is my therapy, and I'm happy to get back into it. Never been a better time to sit down and make a painting. All right? All right, let's do a color pass because I think I just need to start seeing other colors in here to kind of help me define. Then I can start to render out some of the elements. I'm wondering though if I should make all the bubble heads consistent, all the little eye, sphere, dome things. Anywho, let's throw some color in here, see what happens. Oh, we're like an hour and 40 minutes in here, and I'm just starting with color. I am definitely a lot slower when I'm streaming. Oh man. Thanks for chilling out with me, guys. It's no time pressure today. Get some other hues in here. I realize for a long time I've been using the same colors. I really want to start trying to break that. Especially if I want this thing to feel like it's another planet. There's a traveler. I'm totally gonna ditch this planet thing. I don't think it's gonna hang. Well, I'll let it sit for a bit. Probably gonna get rid of it. I don't want my sky to be... Why is it making PC making weird noises? Stop. My computer blue screened earlier today. I'm a little bit worried about my GPU. Light would be more like low. I am still not sold on these cloud shapes, but I will let them sit. I started going to this website that has a bunch of palettes for graphic designers. I started just picking, like saving different like palette swatches. And I want to do some studies where I'm just like only using colors from those swatches. Some really interesting color combinations. Let's see. I want to do something a little bit greener as my fill light. Have you done Huevember before? Kind of fun challenge. I've never heard of Huevember. They got things for every month now. Yeah. I've but Huevember, that's a new one for me. Never heard of that. What is Huevember all about? I mean, I can maybe guess, but please do tell me. I think that's pretty cool. Stick with that. It's kind of greenish. We'll see how that sings with the red that I'm gonna do, which let's just get that in there. I wonder how that's gonna all fit together. Probably need to pick like an off red, something more orangey. Yeah, let's do that. That looks pretty nasty, as intended. I don't know if I'm into the shape. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna let that hang for a second. Ooh, like a pink? That's kind of interesting. I don't know.
Good morning, sunshine.
Maybe not. All right, let's add some color to these towers. Bulbous things. And I might just use like a softish brush.
I love you.
How's Lynn? If you heard that sneeze, that was Lynn's cameo. So Brett says you get a different color for each day of the month, and you have to do a painting mostly using it. I tried to do it a few years ago, but I'm so bad at sticking to those month challenges. I know, me too. I don't think I've ever done like any month challenge ever. I was like, oh my god, dude, I got a life. I can't. I can't. I want to, and I definitely applaud people who have the discipline or the time, we'll say, with two kiddos and job and everything else. Like, whoa, hell no, that's not gonna happen for me. For these eyes, I'm gonna go darkish. That's pretty nasty. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit gross with it. Yeah, I want to try that. That sounds interesting. So it's just one color though. It's not like a palette. Because that's one thing, when I was looking at different palettes to potentially use, I was trying to think like if I am doing a painting, I want some warms, I want some cools, like I want, um, you know, th- I need the kind of like somewhat of a spectrum, even if it is just like monochrome, even if it's like gray and a cool color. I just need something that kind of hits that balance. Um, if it's just one color, uh, you're basically just doing a black and white for everything, um, and that's fine. But I want to see like how different colors behave with each other. That's part of the learning there, right? Okay, I'm like overdoing it with this red. I wonder what these things are made of. I was thinking metal at first, but could be like could be made of like some sort of dirt stucco mix. I don't know if stucco's right, but something like that. They use the dirt on the ground, so it kind of matches color wise. Really didn't mean to make this so perfect. Last thing I want is evenly spaced. I'm trying to keep all this stuff on one layer. Just kind of work it all at the same time. Maybe it's painted, it's like chips. I think I could just have fun rendering out a lot of small details. I'm not going to do that right now. Still a lot of other bigger things to figure out. What display do you draw on? I have a Cintiq 24-inch 4K, I think it's 4K something or another HD, I don't know what they call it, 24-inch thing. Let me finish my color pass here. I'll do a quick break. And let's get into it a little deeper. There'll be a little bit of that red bounce light here. All right, I'm going to take a swift break. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Let's get back into it. Hey guys, for sticking around. You guys probably don't sleep. If you're in the United States, it's late. So if you're in the US, you're probably someone who doesn't sleep. It's the witching hour where I live. I'm gonna stand up. Raise the desk up. I want to integrate some more red into the scene outside of the spillage. Oh my god, that's very late in the US. Yeah. This is the time where I'm usually up painting and stuff or playing a game. I can do whatever I want because the kids are asleep. When the kids are asleep, it's the witching hour. Time to come out, have some fun. So thank you guys for joining me. I imagine most people who will watch this are watching the replay and not live. And if you're sticking around this long, wow, good on you. Junhao, what's up? I almost missed your stream. Oh, well, thanks for jumping in. I was just saying, thanks for everybody sticking around because it's very late. I think I only put it in an Instagram story that I'm even doing this. So I just sort of randomly popped on. I'm happy that anyone decided to join and watch this, whatever is going on here. Whatever this image turns out to be, who knows? Happy you guys are all along for the ride. This is the weird creative journey, I guess. Making weird art that's gonna creep people out. It's gonna give me negative likes. I'm all about it. think I don't know about these holes in the other ones. My feeling is that they're, yeah, they need to be like the same so you can show scale receding. Otherwise, if I'm gonna make it big, I need to make it much bigger, like stupid big. But then it's weird that the foreground one doesn't have one, like doesn't have a big big hole in the middle. So I'm just not sure about that, and it doesn't feel bug-like, which is kind of what I wanted. Yeah, I'll probably just get rid of it. Rip. Actually, let me do this. I'm just gonna make these all on their own layer. Holes be on your own layer. And then I'm going to, yeah, I don't know. I can't make up my mind. I'm going to just make it the same. It feels a bit more off. It feels off-putting when it's the same, I think. I was like over designing those. Something like that. It just has a better graphic read when they're the same and you can see the same tower receding back, repeating and receding. Because otherwise it's just like it feels like it just kind of felt like it flattened space for me. Anyways. I need to make them a bit more samey. If I make them too different, then it just doesn't feel natural, like it naturally receding. I think it's fine if they're a little bit different, but not too different. Like the portholes, the bubble eye hole things need to be about the same scale. Otherwise, it's gonna just not feel right. It's not gonna recede well without that. So I think I need to kill a darling there. I like the idea of a big gaping mouth hole thing, but next painting, I'll bank that for a later time. I get that taking a break from regular life and going on a creative / gaming streak. Ugh. Yeah, I need the time when the kids are asleep. I need that time. I need that me time. But a lot of nights I just have too much work, like work. I just kind of end up doing that. Just kind of lame, but that happens too. Sometimes I just get too much to do. Maybe I wasn't focused enough during the day, so I need to spend a little extra time at night. Not really sure what I want to do with this area over here. just sort of model out. When in doubt, just cut it up with some panels. I guess I'm going with some sort of metal material here, so I think I could keep going with paneling and drips and yucky stuff. Yeah, the light and the shadow is kind of running counter to the form, making it feel just a tad weird. Throw another bubble there, you think? Maybe. Jeremy, have you used Viscom? Any thoughts on the app? No. What is Viscom? Never heard of Viscom. Wait, I think I know what Viscom is. Is that like an AI thing? If so, nah. But I'm curious. Tell me about it. I wonder if I can make this look kind of subsurfacey. Give it some blood. So you get that little bit of underpainting in here showing through. Feels nice. Feels good. Doesn't feel static or stiff. Always love that. These little temperature changes are so important. That feels nice. I'm all about what feels good. You can tell me what Viscom is, or leave me hanging. I can't Google search right now. I want to do like a Nausicaa painting. Textures look so juicy. Good, because I have put zero effort into the texture. It's just all the brush, mostly. As the dude put it, the one. JF brush, the one. It's the one brush. That way people always ask me what brushes do I use. I'm spending way too much time on this little corner. But it's good because I had no idea what I wanted to do here, so this kind of works out. Maybe there's like a, what am I thinking? Like little gutters or something spilling out. I want to think about how do they, yes, they're in the desert. How do they deal with water when it rains? If it rains. You actually use that brush too a lot? Oh man. I mean, I've modified it quite a bit since I put out that brush pack. So, it's still pretty much the same brush. It's just like the scale of the texture and stuff didn't feel quite right. And sometimes it can get a little annoying, like you see how like it's a little too textural. I like it to start, and then I start using other brushes if I want to polish the thing a bit more. A quick search says it's an AI-powered app for turning 2D drawings into 3D renders. Ah, interesting. Into 3D renders. That's cool. Yeah, I suppose it's only a matter of time that technology, the AI, is going to catch up. I'm terrible at modeling. My models in 3D are kind of garbage. That's why I like to kit bash if I'm in 3D or an engine, because I'm just like not a good modeler. I only do that for work, really. This is my therapy right here. This is where it's at. In fact, I took the job where I'm at now because they really do appreciate painting and drawing. I'm not at all. I use 3D just like uh, when I need to, when I think it calls for it. But a lot of the work I do is just like very old school, just drawing and painting, and they really appreciate just just good old fundamentals that are never gonna get old. Maybe I can make this another face. It's like a cyclops thing. I love visual pareidolias. Like when you look at clouds and you see Abraham Lincoln or a banana. I love that stuff. Maybe a part of this is just like how many faces can I throw in here? This is more, well, it's more like a shark. Again, more off-putting. Yeah, I use JF the one. You're right, I do. Everybody has to rename it. Just call it JF the one. And with no screen name. It's got AI in it, so it's a no bottom me. I wasn't born with two hands for flits light and giggles. Wait, what? Okay. Junhao says, Jeremy, if your kids want to get into entertainment industry when they grow up, will you recommend it? Hell no. Nah. I don't know. Like, it's a weird space to be in right now. I don't know what it's gonna be like. Like, I feel like AI is just gonna get to a point where you can have this app where it's just like it's AI generated Netflix or AI generated Steam. You just like type in the prompt of what you want, and it just spits out all your entertainment. I think that's where I think that's where it's gonna go down the line. But no, I don't. I think you're. I mean, I can be very cynical about this topic, but I still think that we're gonna need real artists, real creators, because even if the medium is like this like automated generated thing, you still are gonna need storytellers. Computers aren't gonna be able to make human stories like humans do. They can make facsimiles of it, but here's the thing: like all that AI shit is just like it's just learned from existing stuff. It can't make really anything new, and it's going to get so bad to a point where it's only going to be learning from itself, and it's going to stop learning from humans because every content that it's training on is now a generated piece of content. And then you're still going to need creators to make human stories, even for the fact of just to train the bots. You're going to need human creators making human stories. So I'm not as like doom and gloom about this whole thing. I think like smaller tools that like say like generate a pattern or do something like smaller, help you organize your ideas, generate inspiration. Yeah, maybe that can be coupled with creating original stories and original art. But yeah, I do really think there'll probably be some sort of like Netflix for like AI generated Netflix kind of thing where you just type in, I want to see Batman and Pokemon or like Pikachu team up and fight Voltron and the Predator, uh, you know, and it's a neo-noir story. You know what I mean? In the style of Studio Ghibli, just something like random like that. And I think it would just create it, and you know, people, general audiences would probably dig that. Um, yeah. So that's what I've been thinking a lot though, is like what can I do that the robots can't? And I've been thinking a lot more about just storytelling or just creating new things, new worlds. And I think that's something everyone can do, is just start to create your own IP, create your own stories, your own worlds, you know, make sequential art, not just like a really pretty castle, which, you know, I love that. I love making just like the prettiest castle I can make. But like try to try to make a consistent world, because that's something the bots can't do. But then you post it online, then you're training the bots. So I don't really know. I don't know how to win. Uh, yeah, and I think, people starting up, um, that rely on those techniques, even 3D, relying too much on that, it's like, and they don't know how to draw, or they don't know perspective, or they don't know, you know, they don't know how to have an original story or how to say something with what they're doing. That they're always going to get beat by people who have those fundamentals, those people that can tell stories every day. They're going to get beat. But it might be a dying thing over time. If people are using Jeremy Fensky in their prompts, then you've already won. Great. Did I win? I don't know. I don't feel like a winner. When they start sending me checks, then I'll feel like, hell yeah. I won. Just send me some royalties for that. Yeah, then I feel good. I think I tried that when I was messing around with Midjourney years ago. I tried to make a spoof of my own work. It was kind of ish, little, I don't know, ish, but it didn't quite get it. It was a from my perspective, it was like, nah, you didn't hit it. Sorry, robots, you didn't hit it. Yeah, I think I need some cool colors in here. All right. I get you, Brett. Yeah, sometimes, the topic is easy to get worked up about. But we're all in this together, you know. Gotta restart the music. I've been here too long. Programmers get hit real bad. It's funny, yeah. That's the irony, right? Engineers made it, and then they made large language models, and then they're the ones that are going to get obsolete because of their invention. Funny how that works. Well, I don't know. I am not as doom and gloom about this topic as some might be. I certainly have some problems with it, but let's say I have complicated feelings about the whole. We'll say that. Complicated feelings. I'm just gonna keep my head down, do what I like to do. Um, I think I probably said this in the other streams too. Whenever this topic comes up, it's like, it's whatever. Like, if in the future we're all just typing prompts, or we're doing like a rough sketch and then rendering it out using an algorithm or whatever, if that's my job, people want to pay me to do that, fine, it's my job. When I get home, I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna do my therapy. People want to pay me to paint my thing, work in my style. I'm happy to do that. I feel privileged to do that. That's like my job right now is like that. I took a break from art direction and wanted to get back into just like being a concept artist, being a tablet monkey. Because I thought, well, maybe this might be the last time. I don't know. So I'm happy to do it if someone will pay me to do it. But if my job ends up, you know, I gotta work with the machines, make images, then whatever, I'll do that. You know, if the medium changes, I'll change with the medium with the time. You know, I'm not gonna get all, you know, if it's a job, I have like, my philosophy is like always having a healthy boundary between what I do for my job and what I do for fun. Um, I can only ever be fortunate enough to do what I think to do what I like to do for fun as my job. And even sometimes that can be a job. It can feel like a job. You know what I mean? I try not to take what I do to put food on the table for my kids as like um, I don't know. I try not to have like that sort of attitude. I try to keep a nice separation between what I do for my job. And I think even if like you're fortunate to get paid to paint and draw and do what you love to do, it's still super important to have that separation of like, this is my job, this is my passion. They're separate. You can be, that doesn't mean you're not professional, you're not serious, you don't take your work seriously, you know, your job, but always have that separation, especially as a working concept artist, which your work's going to get thrown out a lot. I've had my work thrown out a lot, and like the stuff that I felt, you know, deeply personal about, it hurt, you know, sometimes, you know, or if you know, if you work on a project and they don't call you back or whatever, right? Uh, it sucks. That feeling is not good. Or if you get something that's not approved, or you get some harsh feedback, or like, you know, the director's not quite feeling it, that doesn't feel good. Um, but if you have some healthy separation, you go, okay, it's a job, it's a business, whatever. And I think I kind of got that from art directing, like having that experience. Because like sometimes I work with artists who are like really good. That's just not what I'm looking for. It's just not hitting that, and I don't hold it against them. I still think they're amazing. We're just gonna go in a different direction, and that's like legitimately true. It's nothing personal. It's just like, yeah, it's just business, you know. So I try to have that healthy separation. Maybe I can have this guy mucking around. Mucking around in all the bloody mess. In my university, they teach a lot of AI, and it sucks. Graphic design students are made to do tasks that result in like obviously stolen work with other artists' signatures mangled in it. I heard CalArt is going to building about AI or something. What? I mean, it's like, of course they are, you know? Sit back now. I mean, think about it. Like, to learn to paint and draw well takes years. You know, it takes a lot of practice. But using like shortcuts and tools and techniques, you can get something that's like a close facsimile to that level of understanding or polish or you know, presentation a lot quicker than it takes to learn the fundamentals, you know. So Yeah, and there's so much pressure, for students to like want to get a job that they will they will go that route. And man, if you're going to a university and your instructors are all telling you you got to do it, I mean, what else do you know? You're going to go for it. But this has been a problem for a long time. And it wasn't with AI, it was a lot of art colleges just not teaching fundamentals. You know, I used to teach at art college in Maryland called MICA, Maryland Institute College of Art. I don't know if anyone here is from there. Um, the school's great and everything, and like they employed me to teach there for years, which is cool, I guess. It was like my first teaching experience. It was alright. It was chill. Um, and I was like there to teach concept art, right? I was going to teach concept art class. I couldn't even get to concept art because I was just like, wait, you guys don't know perspective? Wait, you guys don't know anatomy? Wait, you guys don't know like graphic design is like simple principles of design and composition? Okay, we can't do concept art until we start learning these things. So I had to, the first half of my concept art class was fundamentals class, and then we did some concept art. Because it was just like, hang on a second. And that was, before AI. You can imagine now with like the 3D tools where they are and AI where it's at. There's just like, don't bother with drawing. That's too hard. It's gonna take you too long. Everyone wants the quick fix. But again, like I have a complicated relationship to all this stuff. I also believe, hey, if any tool makes my work better in the direction that I want to go, and it's still very much me, I'm game to try things. I'm not gonna just like, I don't know. I don't avoid AI because I have moral stance necessarily, which I do kind of, because there's obvious theft. I don't use it because I haven't found a way that it actually makes my work better and still be me and still retain what I am. And plus, painting's my therapy, and I'm not going to stop doing it. And you're taking, when you do that, when you use those AI algorithms, even in your process, you're taking the part that I think is fun away. And why would I ever do that to myself? This is the fun part, Painting it out is the fun part. Designing it is the fun part. Why would I not do that? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like playing a really great game, but you pay extra so that the game plays itself. It's like, wait, isn't playing the game the part that's fun? Like, well, sometimes it could be hard. That boss fight, it's pretty tricky. You pay like $20, like it just plays the game for you. I don't understand the attitude. Teach what should I learn after painting spheres and boxes? I'm a bit lost in all the painting stuff. Spheres and boxes are a really great way to start, for sure. Yeah. You learn form language, you learn basic lighting, like direct light, bounce light, chiaroscuro lighting. That's. And then you can move into more complex forms. still lives, right? And then you could take that skill and put it into figure drawing, figure painting. Which, you know, if you break anything down, any painting down, any subject matter down, then really you could break it down in spheres and boxes. Really, if you think of it in a very primitive, simple way. That's all I'm doing here is just, these are basic primitive forms that I'm just juicing up a little bit here and there. Nothing really new. I want to create a class where I kind of go over that, that what I was just talking about, is fundamentals of, you start with simple primitive forms and you slowly add complexity to them till you get something that looks incredibly complex, but really is pretty simple. I think that's the best way to kind of break down, you know, all the fundamentals of painting and drawing as well as design in one neat little idea, I guess you could say. I haven't taught a class in years. Since I left Brainstorm back in, man, what was that, 2019? Or 2020, I think I left. 2020, yeah, that was like pandemic. Start of the pandemic. I haven't taught a class since then. Yeah, like, how do these plates wrap around this round form? As someone who grew up in a blue collar family on both sides, yeah, no, I ain't doing that AI stuff again. Two hands and all. I'm just like you, man with no screen name. Yeah, very blue collar upbringing. I was, you know, grew up in lower middle class, I guess, Cleveland, Ohio. You know, that's. I like doing the hard work. I'm almost like weirdly, I don't know, if all like creative jobs are gone and all that's left is like working with your hands, making stuff. I'm actually kind of game for that. I like working with wood. I could, you know, I could build things. I'm kind of down for that, you know, in a weird way. Uh, I'll just paint like on stream like this. You'll catch me here. My day job will be I'll be a carpenter or something. Carpenter's apprentice probably, because I don't know. I'm really not that good. And then at night I'll be here, just doing the same stuff I've been doing for years. Well, to get back to the original question, no, I don't. I I have two kids. I let them decide what they want to do with their life. I'm not going to be pushing them one way or another. I think my advice to them would just be like, I don't care what you do, just be the best at it. Be undeniably good at the thing you decide to do. I don't care what it is. I think that's the most important thing. I'm not going to prescribe to them what they have to do. What about the ideation? You made this look so easy, but you were from really simple shapes to this idea of organic buildings. How do you start practicing this? Oh, sorry, you correct yourself. You went from really simple shapes. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So, you know, you saw in the beginning, you know, I was futzing around with this idea. Really wasn't jiving with me. I mean, I just think of it as like, this is graphic design. Like the first problem of this is really just graphic design. It's just shapes into space, and like they're just one value. Everything's kind of on its own layer. I'm just playing with like paper cutouts, planning my composition. It always starts like that before you get here. It's that idea of that I was saying earlier of just starting simple and then slowly building complexity with each step along the way. Is the way that I like to think about it. Have you ever heard the term simplexity? You know, I like that term because it definitely it encapsulates the way I think about making images is simplexity. Need to spend time making all these little bubbles a little bit nicer, a little bit more in perspective. Kind of meh. You know what I could do though? I could take these. I really like doing this. Just kind of like and give it some sort of like capsule housing.
Good evening, everyone. The highlights of the news this Thursday. Traffic accidents. Run. A Beaver County man is being held for murder. And more labor.
I think that's what I'm missing, and it might make it look a little bit creepier too. Let's just try it here and see how it looks. Yeah, there we go. Let's some drippies on it. Some rusties and some drippies. I always think like, man, I could draw these ellipses by hand, no problem. And either I'm gonna spend a lot of time just redrawing them, or I could just use the marquee tool, just make it right the first time. But I'm like, no, I want to draw it because I got to get better at drawing ellipses. See, there we go. That's doing things the hard way, right? I don't know. Everyone's got their line of what they want to stomach for which piece that they're working on or what project they're working on. I'd be interested in the design and ideation part as well. Yeah, I I would teach about that. Um, for me, like a lot of like the ideation, and I don't have nearly enough time to talk about it fully, but what it kind of comes down to for me is just kind of understanding myself and why I make work and what it inspires me first, what gets me excited, like what's like when I paint something or making art, like what types of imagery gets me pumped, you know? And then it's like, how do I make things that are mundane and more interesting? So I don't know if you're probably maybe some of you guys are like me, but I feel really confident when I'm working with reference, right? Like I have a good reference and I'm just like I'm just sort of following it. I feel really good about it. Like I feel confident in my painting. And then when I go to like make something from imagination or something that requires a little bit more design work, I just sort of fall apart. I'm like, oh man, what do I do? What am I doing? Um, I was definitely like that. And I still am to some degree. What I had to do is I had to learn how to use reference and to make like mundane things interesting. And what that means is like taking like any sort of reference and not just copy it as it exactly is, but improve it, make it better, change a couple shapes, maybe rearrange some things, remix the reference in like one given piece of photo reference, right? Like change some stuff. Not completely, but just a little bit. And then you can grab like two references. Like, okay, you want to do this subject of this reference, but then the color and lighting of another reference. Can you do that, right? And you combine them together to make something new, right? And then you build complexity from there. So you start with the simple, which is like, I'm working from reference, and then the complex, I'm remixing the one reference. And then the more complex, I'm combining two references and remixing. You know what I mean? And then you just keep building on that, if you know what I mean. I can't promise anything I'm saying at this hour makes any bit of sense.
Of course he's gonna hang around for more. It's sort of like a drug.
I'm finding myself noodling a little bit, which I need to move on to some other areas here. So what I'm thinking now is like, what more do I have to do on this image to get it to a place where it feels like not finished, but like it's all in, it's all like somewhat balanced. Like finished to me is Like there's nothing left for me to do on it. It just is what it is. It's done. There's areas of high level of detail, but that's not always the case necessarily. Something can be sketchy but finished. So then I ask myself, in this situation, how do I get it there? Um, how do I make parts of the image feel a little less crappy? And then I just adjust it, make it a little less crappy, then I adjust it, and I just repeat that over and over again until it's okay. It's not embarrassing. And then if I want to really take it to a finish, I can also do that. Which for this image, I don't know, maybe, probably not, I don't know. I never really know how I feel about an image, especially while I'm streaming until I close the stream and I like actually spend some time to look at it, because while I'm streaming, I'm in this like different mental state. That's like not, I'm not looking at things as critically. Capsule Corp, DBZ, Destiny, Studio Ghibli crossover. Oh wow, okay, that's interesting. What is Capsule Corp? I don't even know what that is. Capsule Corp. And when you say DBZ, is that Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball. Maybe I don't know enough about Dragon Ball Z. The images that I did for Instagram, the other images I shared with you guys, these guys right here, I'm at my peak there. Like, it's in the morning, had my coffee, fresh, had good sleep, and I'm not streaming. you know, so I'm able to cruise through things. DBZ is Dragon Ball Z. That's what I thought. I think I watched some Dragon Ball Z back when it was like a Saturday morning cartoon. Watched a bit of that a long time ago when I was younger. But I have no familiarity really. What's Capsule Corp though? That sounds interesting. I like capsules. Okay, this music is inspiring me to wrap it up here. probably have to pick at this a little bit more tomorrow. Capsule Corp's Capsule Corp is full mass business in Dragon Ball Z. Their designs are reminiscent of this. If you Google Capsule Corp's spaceship. Oh, okay, okay. Interesting. We'll have to check that out. Capsule Corp's. Oh yeah, I don't know what this is, but I'm kinda into that. Into the shape language here. Alright guys, probably gonna wrap this thing up. It's him. Oh, it sure is. You're right. It is him. Hmm. I kind of got a weird palette going for this image. I'm pretty curious about this palette. I don't know if it's working, but I'm going for it. Sorry, man, my brain connects smallest of links. No, that's great. That's like art criticism. It's interesting. I like that. It, hey, that gives me things to look into. I didn't even know about that. I'm not a Dragon Ball person. Thank you so much for the stream. I love watching your process. Oh, yeah, I wish I could, get a little farther along, but I got stream brain slow when I'm streaming. Hey, Jeremy, nice piece. Do you adjust the angle of your brush with your pen tilt? I always feel that hard to master. Yeah, totally. I so yeah, I use pen tilt on a lot. You see, there's some tilt action going on here. With this brush in particular, I use a lot of pen tilt. I also have this I use a lot. See how it's swiveling? I'm just rotating the pen. I do use this brush quite a bit as well. I love it for like modeling forms. You can like rotate it in such a way to get some interesting form modeling. Kind of cool. And it does the same thing where it's like it's not a perfectly sealed brush mark, so it kind of you're able to get. It doesn't feel flat. That's what I'm trying to say. I love this. Oh man, I just love sketching with this brush. It's so much fun. Yeah, so rotation is like, it's just with the art pen. Oh, the art pen, they don't sell it anymore though. Ecom doesn't sell it anymore. Yes, and thank you, and thanks for being JF1. Oh my god, thank you for inflating my ego with that. The one. Well, thank you all for joining in. Holy crap. I wasn't expecting anyone, so this is great. Maybe next time I'll actually post it more when I'm gonna stream, or maybe stream more consistently. I don't know. We could try that as well. That way we can get some more folks in here. Chat. But yeah, really great to have you all here. This is fun. I'm glad I can share my weird ideas. I don't know what's going on. All right. Let's see what we can do to wrap this guy up. Oh yeah, this debris whatever this is I threw on the ground. Need to figure out what that's going to be. Maybe there's more of these structures in the background. Always good to have your painting recede back into the distance where it like you can almost kind of make out what's going on, but you can't really. It just fades into background. Whenever I'm able to pull that off, I like that. I think with this image we can have it kind of fade into this whole stream. I'm trying to remember what is the name of that, like the fine dust in the desert. Like in dry lake beds. That dusty regolith? Is it regolith? Or am I thinking of the moon? Or does the term regolith work here as well? Well, this isn't Earth. This is some other planet, so. Oh, it's very late. 12:30. Should probably get going. Oh yeah, I wasn't a fan of these clouds. Let me I'll work on these clouds for a minute and then I'll be gone. And I kept that stupid planet in the background the whole time. Stay another hour. I think y'all, everyone's dropped off. They're all like, okay, I get it. Where are you guys? Where is everybody? Who is staying up this late? Seriously, if you're like on the East Coast, it's like 4 in the morning or something. Who in their right mind would watch this so late? There's a saying in Mexico, the one who keeps saying goodbye doesn't really want to leave. It's Spain, it's 9 p.m. now here. Wait. Seriously, is already that late in Spain? Oh, 9 a.m. Okay, Jesus. I was like, holy. Yeah, okay, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Okay, so this is nice and early in the morning for you. I know, Junhao. I know you're West Coast. Yeah. You don't sleep, huh? Middle East, 10 a.m. right now. Sweet. Holy crap, Middle East. Yeah. Well, it's a global audience tonight. There's people from all over. Thank you guys for jumping in. I think I'm ready to call it here. I could probably like keep painting these clouds for another, I don't know, another hour. But when it's time to go, it's time to go. It's always good to take a break from your painting, take a step back, maybe pick at it tomorrow. You know, I want to feel good about everything that I'm putting down, you know? If I'm like not sure, I'm uncertain, I'm just sort of like pecking at it, picking at it. That's not a good sign. So, and I'm still feeling really good about it though. That's why I'm like saying I gotta go and then I'm not leaving, because I actually still feel pretty good about the marks I'm making for the most part. But I gotta think about, you know, kids are gonna get up early in the morning. I gotta go, gotta deal with that. So I'd love to hang out, keep chatting with you guys. You know, I'm gonna try to do this more often. I know I've been saying that, but I should get a regular schedule going. Make some more weird paintings on stream. Make some big failures in front of everybody. Maybe do a feedback stream or two. I think that would be cool. Can I get this the same color as that moon, or the blood, or oxidized metal? Here we go. Levels will make the painting work. Let's give it the old I'm finishing up this painting adjustments, you know? You know how it goes. You guys know this. Levels, hue satch. You gotta give a little satch. What else do we do? We'll flatten it down. We're gonna go to filter. We're gonna go to sharpen, unsharp mask. Oh my God, we're doing all the things here. This is gonna look finished. Oh, and my favorite, you ready for this? You go to copy it, you go to filter, lens correction. You know where I'm going with this. Wait, let's pull it over here. Go to custom. Oh, chromatic aberration. Hell yeah. We got a finished painting on our hands. Look at that finish. Look at that finish. Oh, one more thing before we go. We gotta dodge something, right? We gotta color dodge something. I don't know what. Just pick arbitrary areas to color dodge. Right? Boom. Don't delete the traveler. I'm keeping it really subtle. It's gonna stay in the background, all right? I'll keep the traveler for now, just for you, okay? All right. We gotta dodge some arbitrary areas. Oh hell yeah! Look at that. Now we got a finished painting. Doesn't it look so finished? YouTube should have recommended this to me earlier. Yeah, what up? What up, YouTube? Maybe I should multiply, and then we're done. And that's how you finish a painting. I'm gonna multiply some arbitrary areas as well. There you go. There's my weird, creepy idea. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for dropping in. Stay tuned. We'll do it again. I don't know. Hopefully sooner. We'll see how my schedule pans out. But yeah, thanks for hanging in with me.